Steve, Saturday, Kings Lynn, another team, one of our challengers for a playoff place.
Aye, they're coming thick and fast now. Good side, good strong side. It was a tight game down there. Played them our very first game down there, and they're a side that's got one of the standout strikers in the league. Really good 10 behind him, Hughes, Hamami, Crane, who played the other night and scored a couple. They're really dangerous at the top end and they're solid behind the ball. So yeah, we know it's going to be a really tough game again, but every game's not a cup final, but every game's really important now, and to take one game at a time. So just looking forward to it.
Yeah. Looking back at the game at their place early in the season, we would look back and think we should have got at least a point and maybe even won it, because we were 1-0 up in that first half and playing really well.
Yeah, we've the season's been positive in many respects, but they haven't killed teams off enough. Me and Terry have been chatting about it. The goal tallies for the certain players who are well into the goal tallies this season just hasn't quite happened yet, and I hope it is yet, because the most important part of the season is still to come. So we've got virtually a full squad of players to choose from now. We've got a couple of lads that we've brought in to try and help along with that, and we've also got 3 or 4 in this week who we're thinking about taking on at the end of the season. So as I say, we're trying really hard, we're working really hard, and we're not far away.
We're going to need all those players though, aren't we? Because look at this schedule that's coming up, 11 games in 36 days.
Yeah, really tough schedule. I don't think we're not the only ones. All we can do is try and keep the players fit, try and freshen it up when we can, when we need to. It's difficult to find that balance, because you come up, you perform well for a couple of games and win a couple of games. Your temptation is not to change it, but then your head sometimes tells you that fresh legs is going to be needed as well. So it's just finding the right balance. I hope we've got that decision to make. I hope we've got the decision to make that we've won a couple of games, and it's a good decision to have. Yeah.
Like you said, it's time for togetherness now, isn't it, amongst everybody, the players, management, fans, everyone?
We've been together since me and Terry arrived. That's the reason we managed to dig ourselves out of that huge hole we were in when we got here. The lads get on great together. There's harmony amongst them all. There's a desire to do better, which me and Terry are constantly driving standards. So yeah, everybody's on the same page. As I say, we're not far away. Once all the games in hand sort of work themselves out a little bit, we'll find ourselves just outside where we want to be, but with plenty of points to play for. So we're just trying to be as positive as possible. Yeah.
And the fans, of course, they can play a big part now, can't they?
Always have had from the start of the season. As I say, it was one of the best days I've had in football, the last game of last season. Shows what it means to the club and the fans. And as I say, between now and the end of the season, we're going to need every single one of them to get behind us and try and push us through the way they did last season, but hopefully push us in a different direction. Well, same direction, but higher up.
And of course, Kings Lynn, they're going to be a tough game, but it'd be great to get 3 points out of these guys on Saturday.
Have to try and get 3 points every game. That's the way that we set out last season, and then we worked hard in the summer to have a bit of an identity and also make sure that we don't lose games. We've certainly managed to do that. We've kept virtually as many clean sheets as anybody in the league, but maybe a little bit of the other end suffered, which again we've identified, and we're trying our very best to put right at the most important time of the season, which is now onwards.